Greetings, fellow masters. Once again, it is I, the bell tolls, and it's time for another farming guide. Today, we're checking out the best place to get eternal gears, and it's none other than Chicago, the Windy City. Similar to Forbidden Pages, there won't be a better node for these until Shinjuku, so you may as well start getting those runs in. Not much else drops here, besides Archer Gems, and that makes a great segue into the enemy composition of this node. Fortunately, it's a single class map comprised entirely of archers. If you have any powerful lancers tucked away, this is their time to shine. Now, let's break this node down. First off, this node is all of one enemy type, mechanized infantry. Our first wave is 3 of them at 20.6 thousand health. Immediately, we're starting off with numbers that aren't easily face carded, so firing off NPs will be crucial. The second wave is another 3 robots with more sizable 65.1k health pools. Weaker NPs might struggle here, but we'll get to that later. Finally, the last wave has a single absolute unit of a mech, sporting 219,000 HP. This is where your single target lancers will shine. Now that we know our enemy, let's go over some compositions to take them down and get those beautiful gears. As stated in my previous video, this section will be broken down into 3 parts. One for the F2P / cheap to play players, another for midcore more well established players, and then for the whales. Let's jump into it. First off, F2P players, I'm really sorry about this. I am, honestly. In NA, we only have one non-5-star Lancer that has self-charge, and it's Jalter Lily. If you didn't get her in the recent Christmas event, then you have my condolences. This one's going to be a challenge. Here's the comp. As you can see, you'll need a friend waiver, as per usual. We're starting off with the best archer in the game, Arash. I'm dead serious when I say that. He's one of the best servants when it comes to farming. He's easy to get, has amazing damage, and gives you a free plug suit swap. He's a perfect combination of farming ability, and you must respect him. Once again, he's equipped with an MLB'd imaginary element, which allows him to self-charge to 100% for that easy first wave clear. If you don't have imaginary element, a limit broken Dragon's Marine will work when combined with some Art's face cards. Or, alternatively, any other CE that gives you 50% initial NP charge. That's going to be a running theme of these compositions, starting off servants with charge so they can fire off their phantasms as soon as possible. It's massively more efficient than killing enemies one by one. In fact, you know what? Just look at the CEs here. They don't have to specifically be these ones, as any CE that gives 50% charge will do. MLB Dragon's Meridian does the job, so roll the frame point summon if you have to. It'll make your future farming much faster. In this case, I have Halloween Princess and Holy Night Supper equipped, but like I said, anything with 50% NP will work. Trust me, I've tried. Now that tirade is over, let's move on to our second servant, Jalter Lily. As mentioned earlier, if you don't have her, this one's going to be tough, as she's the only non-5-star that has self-charge. She's also a free NP5 and does a surprising amount of damage. The options for budget AoE Lancers are pretty limited, so there aren't many good substitutes. You could replace her with Hector or Romulus, but you need to find a way for them to get NP charge. Mages Association won't get you the whole way there. Our third and final servant is none other than Ku Kulane. The level 9 skills aren't required, I'm just a fan of him. Unfortunately, he won't do enough damage to one-shot the final wave. In fact, as far as I've tested, none of the budget Lancers will. Of course, there's always the chance of a death proc. What are you kidding? You could probably count on face carding more often than not. Lastly, the Midcourt to use as Mages Association, because like I said before, that 20% charge it gives you is invaluable. With this comp, you can expect to clear the node in 6 to 7 turns, depending on how lucky you get with NP damage rolls and crits on the last wave. Waves 1 and 2 shouldn't pose any issues. Let's move on to the Midcourt team comp. Up first again is Arash, the absolute mad lad, still the same CE. As a Midcourt player, you're more likely to have an MLB imaginary element, so this works out. Second in line, again, is Jalter Lily, because she's still NP5 with a lot of damage. You could, however, easily replace her with Liz or Lancer Alter. Based on calculations though, Liz will need to basically be NP5 and have good skill levels to one-shot Wave 2, while Lancer Alter only needs level 6 skills and NP2. You could use Anniversary Blonde to give Liz some extra kick, but if you have to replace Jalter Lily, Lancer Alter is the preferred choice. Last up is the mighty Skullhawk, Queen of the Shadowlands herself. Her Gabolg alternative needs no introduction, as with her quick buff and an NP buffing CE like Halloween Princess or Holy Night Supper, it'll absolutely annihilate the mech on the final wave. Your mileage may vary, however. At level 90, NP1, and with a modest attack bonus from the CE, you can expect Skullhawk to do somewhere in the range of 150 to 190,000 damage. You might need to face card a little bit, but not nearly as much as her protege. And her damage just gets higher from there. She's food, has a higher NP level, etc. A decent substitute for Skullhawk is Tamamo Lancer. Since these enemies count as male, she'll do a load of bonus damage that makes her comparable to the Shadow Queen, even at NP 1. I ran my numbers assuming level 6 skills, so again, your mileage may vary. Your Mystic Coat doesn't matter too much here, as a friend waiver can get Skullhawk whatever NP charge she's missing. Just do whatever needs leveling. Finally, let's move on to the whale comp. I'll put it on screen right now. Rejoice! We finally don't require a friend waiver. He's actually just there to provide the lunchtime CE, and that's it. Now, since we're going full whale, let's assume that all these CEs are actually K-scopes. Better yet, let's assume they're super scopes, that is, MLB K-scopes at level 100. Your first slot can be any AoE that's Berserker or Lancer. Spartacus, Darius, Lancelot, Mom, Hector, Liz, whatever. Most MP levels can get by on this wave. Your second choice should be any 4-star or higher AoE Lancer, like Lancer Alter, Lancer Artoria, Karna, or Jarter Lily if you want. As long as they're NP5, just buff up and let them tear the wave apart. For the third wave, Skullhawk or Tamamo Lancer will still work wonders. As long as their buff skills are level 10, they'll dominate. Tamamo in particular will do massive damage because of her male bonus. Basically, we took the Midcourt comp and turned it up to 11 with greater NP levels, skill levels, and damage, all while making it effectively 3 clicks due to the K-scope usage. Why bother using charge skills when you can just fire off NPs from the start? Of course, this doesn't factor into account max bond servants and different farming CEs, but that's an entirely different discussion for another day. This is just how to farm gears as fast as possible. So with that, here we are at the end of another farming guide. This one actually got me to appreciate Jalter Lily a bit more, as I hadn't really seen a need to use her until I tried testing her out on Wave 2. You never know what you might find when experimenting with farming comps. As always, thank you for watching, and let me know if it helped you out, or if you have a different way to farm this node. Perhaps you found something more effective than I did. And of course, if I got anything wrong, I'm sure you'll let me know about that too. Feel free to subscribe for more farming strategies, as I have a whole host of maps to cover. With that, I'll take my leave. May your farming be bountiful, and may the bell never toll for you. Farewell, fellow masters, until next time.